you come forth to torment us before the time? And there was a good way off from them, and herd of many swine feeding. So the devil besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. So you know these demons can go into animals. These devils can go into animals. Say, let us go into the swine, these pigs, these hogs. And he said to them, go. And when they would come out, they went into the herd of swine. And behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea and perished in the waters. And they that kept them fled and went their ways into the city and told everything and what was befallen to the possessed of the devils. And behold, the whole city came out to meet him, Mashiach Yahushua. And when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coasts. Wicked. Now he done got rid of these cats that was, two of them that it says that were possessed with devils in verse 28, coming out of the tombs, exceedingly fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. You couldn't even go that way, that's how fierce they were. And what they do to Mashiach Yahushua for casting them demons, them devils out of them two men. Verse 34, and behold, the whole city came out to meet him, Mashiach Yahushua, the whole city. And when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coasts. Get out of here. Wickedness. Go to Mark, the 5th chapter. And this is the same story. Verse 1. And they came over unto the other side of the sea, into the country of the Gadarenes. And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit. So this is a man with an unclean spirit. Same type of story. They met him a man coming out of the graveyards with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs. He lived among the tombs, and no man could bind him. Nobody could bind him up. No, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him. That's how strong he was. And the fetters broken in pieces. Neither could any man tame him. He was a wild man. He broke the chains, broke the fetters of irons from him. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. But when he saw Mashiach Yahushua far off, he ran and worshipped him, and cried with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with thee, O Mashiach Yahushua, thou son of the Most High Power? See, these spirits recognize spirits. You gotta see this. If you rolling in the spirit of the Most High, the spirits recognize you. They recognize you. Does they recognize Mashiach Yahushua? We Mashiach them. So they gonna recognize us too. Like they recognize him. Verse 6. But when he saw Mashiach Yahushua far off, he ran and worshipped him, and cried with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with thee, O Mashiach Yahushua, thou son of the Most High Power? I assure thee by the Most High that thou torment me not. So he knew that the Mashiach Yahushua could torment him. For he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, what is thy name? He asked the unclean spirit, what is your name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion, for we are many. That was 2,000 spirits in that man. And he besought him much that he would not send him away out of the country. Now there was there nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding. And all the devils besought him, saying, all the devils, you hear that? 2,000 besought him, saying, send us into the swine, that we may enter into them. And forthwith, Mashiach gave them leave, told them they can go. And the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine. That's why you can't be eating no swine. You can't touch a dead pig, swine. The filthy, McNasty, unclean spirits went into the filthy, McNasty swine, pig. And the herd ran violently down this deep place into the sea. There were about 2,000, see? 2,000. And were choked in the sea. And they that fed the swine fled and told it in the city, in the country. And they went out to see what it was that was done. And they come to a Mashiach and see him that was possessed with the devil and had the legion, 2,000 evil spirits, sitting and clothed in his right mind, and they were afraid. And they that saw it told them how it befell to him that was possessed with the devil, told them the story, and also concerning the swine. And they began to pray him to depart out of their coast. See? And when he had come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him that he might be with him, albeit the Mashiach would suffer him not, but said unto him, Go home to thy friends, and tell them how great things the Most High have done for thee, and have had compassion on thee. See? Look at Matthew 9. Let me show you something. Matthew 9 and 32. And they went out. Behold, they brought to him a dumb man possessed with a devil, blind and mute. And when the devil was cast out, the dumb spake. And the multitudes marveled, saying, It was never so seen in Israel. But the Pharisees said, He casts out devils through the prince of the devils. He uses the devils to cast out the devils. Come on. And the Mashiach went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues. Those are buildings, as y'all say, we ain't supposed to be up in a building teaching. Teaching in their synagogues. Where'd he go? The Mashiach went about all the cities, plural, and villages, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. See? Luke 11:14. And he was casting out a devil, and it was dumb. And it came to pass when the devil was come out, the dumb spake, and the people wondered. But some of them said, He cast out devils through Beelzebub, the chief of the devils. And others, tempting him, sought of him a sign from heaven. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. So we are the house of the 12 tribes of Israel. And see, they have divided us, and we still have division within our nation. That's why we can't rise. People talking about Krum Yashar, we ain't rising. As long as we got division, offenses like we have in our nation, we ain't rising. Because we against each other. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And a house divided against a house falleth. If Satan also be divided against himself, how shall this kingdom stand? And this is Satan's kingdom now. It was Satan's kingdom when the Mashiach walked the earth. He said, if his kingdom is divided against itself, how shall it stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through whoever that is. I don't care to mention it no more. And if I by that demon cast out devils, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore shall they be your judges. But if I with the finger of the Most High cast out devils, no doubt the kingdom of the Most High is come unto you, upon you. See? Because he had that power through the Most High. Matthew 15 and 22. Matthew 15, 22. Matthew 15 and 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast. I think I'm going to go Mark 7:24. Try it out. Same story. Like I say, a lot of times you read Matthew, Mark, and Luke, they be the same stories. I like this one. Mark 7:24. And from thence he arose and went into the borders of Tyre and Zidon, and entered into an house, and would have no man know it, but he could not be hid. For a certain woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit, had demons, devils in her, heard of him, and came and fell at his feet. So when she came and fell at his feet, that means she came to worship him. The woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by nation, so she was a so-called white woman, Caucasian woman, an Edomite, a Syrophoenician by nation, living in Syrophoenician nation. And she besought him that he would cast forth the devil out of her daughter. She asked him, would he cast forth the devil out of her daughter? Her daughter was full of the devil. And Mashachashai said unto her, let the children first be filled. Who are the children? The children of Israel. For it is not meet, it's not right to take the children's bread, the children's blessings, and cast it unto the dogs. He says it's not right to take the children of Israel's bread, because he said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And he says it's not right to take the children's bread, the children of Israel's bread or blessing, and cast it unto the dogs. And dog is a name that the Israelites used concerning the Gentiles because of their profaneness and because of homosexuality. That's what it says in the Unger's Bible Dictionary. And she answered and said, look what she said unto him, yes, Mashiach, yes, master, yet the dogs under the table eat of the children's crumbs. So what is she saying? That they're so low, they under our table, and they eat of the crumbs that fall from the table, the little blessings that could be left, as he's giving the blessings to Israel. You see, yes, master, yet the dogs under the table, not sitting at the table, but under the table, eat of the children's crumbs. And he said unto her, for this saying, go thy way. Because you said that, you lowered yourself, you lowered your pride. After I call you dogs, all y'all dogs, all of them dogs, it's plural. Dogs. The one was a Greek. Verse 29, and he said unto her, for this saying, go thy way, the devil is gone out of thy daughter. And when she was come to her house, she found the devil gone out, and her daughter laid upon the bed. Because she bowed down and worshiped him first and foremost, she talked to him from his feet. And she admitted that they were dogs. Whatever little crumbs he could give them, she wanted them. Said they ate the crumbs that fall from the table. of the children of Israel. Oh yeah. That's when you look at everybody saying the Most High and the Mashiach love it, but he just called that woman, that Greek woman, a dog. He called them all dogs. You look at Psalms 22:16. King David prophesied about Mashiach on the tree when they crucified him. Psalms 22:16. For dogs, D-O-G-S, have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked, Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet. The wicked pierced his hands and his feet. Who pierced his hands and feet? The wicked. The Roman soldiers. Matthew 27:35. And they crucified him and parted his garments. Who was this? Verse 27. As they said, release Barnabas, the murderer, and crucified Mashiach Yahushua. Then the soldiers of the governor took Mashiach Yahushua into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers, Roman soldiers. The Roman soldiers, and they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. They parted my garments among them, and upon my vessel did they cast lots, bidding on him. Now, John 19:23, getting right to the point. Without a shadow of a doubt. Because he said in Psalm 22:16, for dogs have compassed me. Remember I told you dogs in the English Bible Dictionary is used by the Israelites concerning the Gentiles because of the profaneness and because of homosexuality. That's what they say. For dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. So the wicked are who? They pierced my hands and my feet. The wicked pierced his hands and feet. Who was he calling? The wicked. John 19th chapter, 23rd verse. Then the soldiers, who are these soldiers? Roman soldiers. The so-called Italian Caucasian soldiers who were the superpower of earth at the time when the Mashiach Yahushua walked the earth. Then the soldiers, when they had crucified the Mashiach Yahushua, took his garments and made 4 parts, to every soldier a part, and also his coat. Now the coat was without seam. You talking about they have a Mashiach, well, I guess they can have Caesar Borgia however they want to. They're not dealing with the real Mashiach Yahushua anyway. This coat he had didn't have a seam, it was without seam, woven from the top throughout. Woven from the top throughout, without a seam in it. Can you imagine that? Unbelievable. How did they do that? But it says,